Hey everybody. Well, let me switch over to this one real quick. Hey, hope everybody's doing all right tonight. This is Jason Akers with Akers Pest Control live in Virginia. And we're going to talk about bed bugs tonight. So I want to go over a couple things first before I actually get the video started. This is the bed bug show. Typically we do talk about bed bugs sometimes. Sometimes we talk about ants, sometimes we talk about roaches. So I want to share my screen with you. So let's go over to that scene. Alright, so this is my YouTube channel. So, hey Carla, I ask that you please go over and subscribe, but today I actually asked people in my community tab, so if you're subscribed to my channel, you have access to this little tab right here. It's the community tab. If you go there, I gave a question today. So I asked, today is Thursday, which means it's live stream day. Yay. I have a poll for tonight's questions. What would you like to talk about? So 45% of the people who took the poll said they wanted to talk about bed bugs. And 30% said free for all, any question goes. So that's what we're going to do tonight. But first, I want to talk about bed bugs. So I've got a really good topic tonight. It's going to irritate some people. I know, mainly professionals like me. But I need to talk about it. It's something that's been weighing on my mind. It's something that bothers me greatly. And so that's what we're going to talk about. I want to talk about Vikane. So, Vikane is sulfuryl fluoride. It is a odorless gas that is used to kill bed bugs. It has, just like the title of my video tonight, it is 100% success. It kills bed bugs with only one treatment. It kills the eggs. It kills everything. Every stage of bed bug absolutely eliminates them 100%. But there's a catch. So there's a problem with a Vikane treatment, and people will not, the salesman that comes to your house to pitch a Vikane treatment will not be honest with you. They probably do not know the truth. But I'm going to show you tonight why Vikane is a deadly choice for bed bugs. Deadly as in human death. So let's share my screen again. So there's a story out of Galax, Virginia. Now this happened in 1986. And try to close the stupid ads. Orkin gets fined $350,000 probation in fatal fumigation. Now, this is not a fumigation for bed bugs. At least I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure it was not. I think it was for something like carpenter ants maybe. But because it was done in 1986. But a federal judge who criticized orchid exterminating companies' scary disregard for safety standards fined the corporation $350,000 Wednesday for a fumigation that killed a Galax couple. Galax is where my dad is from. Let's see, my mouse scrolls so fast. It's almost a miracle that something like this didn't happen before, U.S. District Judge James Turk said in sentencing Orkin for failing to monitor the air in the home of Hubert and Frida Watson after it was fumigated on September 25th, 1986. Watson, 73, died 3 days after the fumigation with the chemical Vikane, which is right there. And Mrs. Watson, 65, died in 3 more days. So this is a story that a lot of people like me, the reason they will not do a Vikane treatment is because stuff like this happens. Now, one of the arguments from pest control technicians who do Vikane treatments today is that that was a much higher dose because it was for things like carpenter ants or termites. And so there is a longer date in which you're supposed to be out of the home. But in this certain instance right here, the couple actually re-entered the home after they were given the go-ahead from Orkin. Orkin told them they could go home. They went home and they both died. The judge claimed that it was because the equipment that was being used, and I'm going to actually post this article in my chat now. So let me see if you want to go and read it yourself. This is live, so I know that maybe somebody's watching this later on. I want to make sure that you understand. I'm going to try to post this in the description or maybe in a comment below the video after it posts. But if you watch me live, you get a live chat along with people that are in the chat room with me. So, this is just for people to go if you want to read the article. But, because I'm not going to read the whole thing on stream. I don't want to bore you to death. But the point is that the couple did die. Orkin was found at fault because the machinery that they were using to monitor the level of Vikane in the home, as far as safe level and non-safe level, was actually malfunctioning. It was really old and outdated. And so Orkin got faulted for the death of this couple. This is one of the reasons I do not do Vikane, because I live in Virginia, and this is actually a story that hit home with me, being that my dad's actually from Galax, and so I just won't do them. I understand that it's 100% success in killing bed bugs because it kills every single stage within a day or two. They're all dead, but the point is that people die too, and that's too much of a risk. So what exterminators will tell you is they'll say, well, hey, Dee Dee, what the exterminators will tell you is that, well, sulfuryl fluoride dissipates in the environment very quickly, and that it's very safe because it just doesn't last and everything's going to be fine, and I'm not doing nothing but fear-mongering. But I'm going to show you a study. So this is a case study that was done in the state of California. Now, it's California, so take it for what you will, but they do have a lot of really good institutions out there, really good educational institutions. And so I've scrolled down because it's a really interesting article about different fumigates used to kill drywood termites. And sulfuryl fluoride is one of those chemicals that's used to kill drywood termites, which is Vikane. Vikane's like the name brand. Sulfuryl fluoride is the active ingredient. So when you read this here, this is part 6. I'll go ahead and post this article for anyone interested in reading it. I know that it's kind of boring stuff maybe for people to read, but I want to go over this because Vikane is something that a lot of companies have started to adopt to kill bed bugs. And I want to explain my position extremely, I want to be thorough in the reason why I don't do Vikane and why companies that do Vikane should reconsider doing Vikane and should do something more along the lines of something like a crossfire treatment, or even, if you're a pest control technician, you can do what's that other one? The fungus.
Oh, I can't remember.
Apprehend. So you could do apprehend, or you could do a crossfire treatment, and it's safer than something like Vikane. I know there are some studies out with apprehend where people are having skin reactions. So, but this is about Vikane specifically, Dee Dee, because Dee Dee in the chat asked what pesticide am I speaking of. I'm talking about Vikane. So the way that they do a Vikane treatment typically is they tint a home and they pump a gas. So it's an actual gas. It's not a fumigant. It's a fumigant, but it's a gas form. So it actually penetrates through the walls, through all the material. If a house has got clutter and you're worried that bed bugs might be living in things in the house, the Vikane actually penetrates through every single object in the house, killing eggs, nymphs, adults. All stages of bed bugs die. It is 100% success. And that's with the title of the video. It's 100% success with bed bug elimination. So the reason that I'm making this video is because I disagree with a Vikane treatment. I think it's not worth the risk of killing your customer to kill bed bugs. Yeah, the bed bugs won't be able to eat you because you're dead. And I just think that that's crazy. And so, it's one thing to do a heat treatment, and they are successful sometimes, and Vikane is extremely successful, but I just don't think it's worth weighing. When you weigh the risks and you look at a pro and con list, I think that certain death of your customer is extremely dangerous. So I want to read this, and I'll get to your questions too. Anybody that's asking any questions, I will get to your questions. But when released into the atmosphere, sulfuryl fluoride has a lifetime of 36 years. 36 years. 8 times longer than previously understood. Exterminators will tell you this, and they go over this. They say information provided to homeowners and businesses planning to have a structure fumigated indicates that sulfuryl fluoride dissipates quickly. However, multiple cases have occurred where symptoms and odors are reported after a building was aerated for the required time period, which means in order they have to open all the windows, they have to open all the doors, and they have to blow fans through, and they have to cause the Vikane to dissipate into the atmosphere. But it actually doesn't dissipate into the atmosphere. It could last up to 36 years. They're saying that the fate and behavior of sulfur fluoride demonstrated in the laboratory and the actual field applications might play a role into why these poisonings continue to occur. So people are continuing to be poisoned by Vikane treatmets. And so they're explaining that even though you may give an information, that people are giving you information, the exterminators are saying, well, we can use sulfur fluoride, and it's so safe, and it dissipates so quickly, and we run fans, and we make sure it's all cleared out, but it's actually showing the opposite, is that it actually does not dissipate at all, that it actually can stick around for up to 36 years, which is 8 times what they originally thought. So, which is like a big oops, uh-oh, you know, I mean, so if you take a calculator and you go 36 and you divide by 8, they originally thought that it was only 4.5 years, which is a long time, but that's in the atmosphere. So you got to understand, that's the atmosphere. So the atmosphere, meaning out in the air. So in the building, the problem is they're not able to get it to properly dissipate out into the atmosphere. And they're actually, if you read further up on this article, it actually states further up that it is, I think, I'd have to read up there, but it's actually more potent than carbon dioxide as far as a actual greenhouse gas. And so take that what you will. For 36 years, that's an awful long time for it to last in the atmosphere. So I just wanted to, it says here, it's 4,800 times more potent than carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which is deadly poison to humans. You will die if you breathe in Vikane. It will kill you. And so that's why I don't use Vikane. And so if there's anyone here, I know some exterminators watch me, please, if there's anyone here that could argue this, which this is a study conducted by Dow, you know, the people that invented the pesticide. Okay, so this is an actual case study. So if anybody has a question about or any kind of you know, rebuttal, I would love to hear it. Hey, William. So Kat says, Jason, will cold weather break down pesticides in cars? It's around 20 degrees where I live. No, if it's cold, it won't. If it's hot, it will. There are some pesticides that are out there that actually the heat doesn't bother. And one of those is, I believe, Crossfire isn't affected as bad with heat as some other chemicals are. But I wouldn't recommend using anything in a car that gets too hot. But the cold doesn't hurt pesticide as long as it's already applied. Now, if it's in a container and it freezes before it's been mixed, or the actual ingredient is allowed to freeze before it's sprayed, then yeah, it can break it down. It can cause, if it's microencapsulated pesticides can actually burst if they freeze. And so some pesticides will actually break down if they freeze. But Crossfire, once it's applied, the residual's there, the cold won't hurt it. I'm not gonna Viking. I'm gonna call you Viking. I'm gonna absolutely butcher your name. But Viking says, if I may ask, when you treat with Crossfire, how long does it kill bedbugs? Crossfire has a residual of 30 days. It has a residual of 30 days, and it kills bedbugs for the entire 30-day period. Some even argue that it can last up to a year, but the label only boasts 30 days, 4 weeks. 4 weeks, 28 days, I guess you could say. But when you first apply it, it kills bedbugs within a few seconds to about 5 minutes. It takes to kill them while it's still wet. Carla says Crossfire is supposed to last 1 month. Yes, Carla, that's correct. Kat says, how does it get approved when it's so dangerous? Okay, so Vikane, the problem is drywood termites live above ground like carpenter ants. And so they can do tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage to your home. And so Vikane was invented as a gas, and there are other, in fact, this study, if you scroll up in this study, there are other, see, this is just sulfur fluoride that they're talking about. These are the calls, the actual calls for sulfurofluoride poison to poison control, 20 years and older, 6 to 19 years, and 0 to 5 years. So these are the actual, from 2010 to 2016. So it is about a 4 to 5 year old study, but I think it's very viable for today, seeing as how people are still using it for the control of bed bugs. But if you scroll up here, there's actually another view. This is actually a picture of a tenting in process for drywood termites. But if you scroll further up, they talk about, I'm not going to pronounce that. You read that. I'm not going to try to pronounce the chemical names because I absolutely will sound like there's something wrong with me. But actually, there's a study here where children had developed maybe some developmental issues from entering a home before it was allowed to completely dissipate. And actually, it was supposed to have dissipated, but the pest control company said it was safe for them to re-enter the home. And when they re-entered the home, their children started to have problems. They went in 3 or 4 days later. They continued to air out the house. They still continued to have reactions in the house, and actually were told by a physician they should never re-enter the house, that the house was actually too dangerous to re-enter. Now, this is not sulfurofluoride. This is a different ingredient, but just as an example, there are fumigants that people use other than sulfurofluoride in order to control drywood termites. Drywood termites are something people get out in California and some areas of Florida, Georgia, but they're basically they're a termite that act a lot like a carpenter ant in that they can do damage to your home and they don't have to return to the soil. So in Virginia, we have a termite called eastern subterranean termites. So an eastern subterranean termite lives underground. They come up from the ground, they get the wood, they take it back to the ground, they feed the colony. So they're very easy to eliminate in that we can put a chemical barrier around the foundation of the home in order to kill the termite infestation. So if the termites try to get into the house to get the wood, they die. But drywood termites are different in that they can actually attack from the outside of the house without crawling through the dirt. So you're not actually going to be able to kill the drywood termites any other way except a fumigation. That's the most successful way to get rid of drywood termites. Now, to do a drywood termite or maybe a heavy carpenter ant infestation, in fact, carpenter ants, I still don't really agree that that is a really good way to kill carpenter ants. Carpenter ants don't eat wood. They eat, food and water and things, so they have to actually crawl away to get their food and come back. So you could use residues and stuff to kill the ants. But with drywood termites, there really isn't very many options out there to save your home from this type of pest. So that's what they use Vikane for. But there are other pest control companies that mix a 1.9 times solution, which is a much weaker solution of Vikane, in order to eliminate bed bugs. And because it penetrates through, like even in heavy cluttered homes, it doesn't even matter because it penetrates through everything because it's a gas. So that's why the companies have adopted this chemical, and it's been passed by the FDA to be used for the elimination of bed bugs. But like I said, I just disagree with it. I think it's a bad option. If you're running a pest control company or you work for a pest control company, I just don't think it's safe. Patrick asks, what is the shelf life of Crossfire when stored in its original container? That's really hard to say because, they don't have an expiration. At least I don't think there's an expiration. I don't have a bottle handy here to look at it. So I don't know, but I know it lasts like a year or two on the shelf without being used, as long as it's mixed as long as it's still in the original container and not mixed. So Viking says, thank you for your answer. And actually donated knock 50. I don't know what not 50 knock is, but you donated it. I'm not sure what that currency is. But he says, thank you for your answer. If I may ask another stupid question, does Crossfire work better if you dilute it less? No, you follow the label and dilute it exactly the way the label says. That's what you need to do. It's 13 ounces to a gallon. I know it sounds like a lot, but that's the dosage that lasts for 30 days. And that's what they recommend to use for 30 days, so that's what you should mix it at. Dee Dee says, hello, Jason. I sprayed Crossfire 4 times in the last 90 days. What else can I try? I'm not sure what you're asking, Dee Dee. Are you still having problems with bed bugs after treating for four times in 90 days? Kurt says, what's your process for eliminating powder post beetles? Okay, so the way I eliminate powder post beetles is I treat with a sodium borate solution. So the problem with powder post beetles, for those that don't understand what powder post beetles are, let's do, I'll show you real quick, because this is something that a lot of people don't even know what they are. How do I do this again? Sing. There we go. Google. Let's use some Google. Powder post beetle. Pictures. Alright. So these are powder post beetles, but these are kind of like the holes they make right here. So I don't see, you probably can't see that picture. There we go. So this image right here, let's see if I can open the link. Well, that's a link. Let's see if I can open the image. There we go. That's a good picture. So this is an image of powder post beetle holes. Beetles, like these little beetles right here, they make these holes in wood and they lay eggs in wood and they pupate and all and they eat the wood. Basically, they eat the wood like termites do. And the problem is when the wood is actually treated with something like a polyurethane or a paint, the paint or the polyurethane has to actually be stripped from the surface of the wood. You treat it with a sodium borate like Timbor. So this is a pesticide you can use called Timbor. This is on Do My Own. You mix it with water and you apply it to the surface of unsealed, untreated wood, and it will kill the powder post beetles when they eat through the surface. And so that's actually, it's an extremely successful tool. I believe Boracare also has powder post beetles on the label. So either one of those sodium borates will actually kill the powder post beetles. It does an excellent job, but you do need to strip the wood before you service the wood. So, Dee Dee, Kurt says, okay, the powder post beetles. Dee Dee says she's still having problems with bed bugs. Maybe you're not spraying. That's what I kind of think you may be having a problem treating. Dee Dee asks, yes, I'm still having problems. Maybe I'm not spraying correctly. I watched your informative videos. And so I try to, it's very hard for a professional that's, I mean, I've been doing pest control for 33 years. I've been dealing with bed bugs for almost 23 years. And it's something that I've been doing for a really long time, and I kind of I try to teach you the best that I can to explain to you how to eliminate your bedbug problem the way that I do it. But it's very hard to teach someone a skill when you're not here with me. And so I can't actually show, no, this is the way you spray, and this is where you treat. So like my son, he'll be 16 next week, so happy birthday, Rory. In fact, next week, I probably will not have a live stream on Thursday because that's my son's birthday. And so I probably won't be here next Thursday night. So, but I do have a video going live Tuesday. And so there is a video going live Tuesday, but I probably won't be here Thursday next week because my son's birthday is next week. So, happy birthday, Rory. But when I was teaching him, he's been learning how to do pest control since he was 8 years old. So half of his life he's been working with me, and I could take him and I can instruct him and I could say, no, look, this is where you spray, this is how you hold the wand, these are the places you need to treat, and I'm trying my best to explain it to you in the way that I can, as simple as I can, because I understand that you can't beat a man at their trade, but I can try my best to teach you how I do things. So it could just be that you're not treating exactly right. I'm not sure if I sent you my book, but let me see. I actually I might be able to do a free on Amazon. So I have a book on Amazon where you can, let me see, how do I do this? It needs editing. Please forgive me. Absolutely needs editing. But let's see if I can promote and advertise. It's a Kindle book. I recommend getting the Kindle book because it's got links that you can click the link and you can go to the actual links and the videos and stuff I have linked in the book, which if you get a paperback copy, you're not going to get those links. It's just going to give you a direction on the way that you need to go, but you're not going to actually have the links there to where you could click them and go and see the movies. So let me see if I can do a free book promotion. Okay, and we're going to start the date on so it will only let me start tomorrow, which is Friday the 15th, and we're going to end it on the 19th. So let me save that, and I'll share that real quick. Let's see, where is the link? I don't know how to get the link. So let me show you how to get the link. So if I share my screen again, let's go to Amazon. Oh, actually, I think I may already have it open. That's me. That's not the one I wanted. There we go. All right. So here's my Amazon page. So if you go, and I'll post it it's in the description, but I'll also post it here to the chat. Here. Now it is a Kindle book. So it's on Kindle. If you have problems with Kindle and reading the book, leave me a comment below after the video. So after the video is over, after the live stream is over tonight, go in and leave a comment on the VOD with your, well, don't post your email address. I don't know how I could do it. Well, if you go to my website and actually fill out my form on my website, if you go to greenacrespc.com, I'll show you. Tell you what, that's easier. Let me show you. greenacrespc.com. This is my website. This is for my local pest control business that I run, but you can use this as my YouTube audience. If you go to services that we provide here, and you go to bedbug control right here, there's a page. This is what I use for all of my local business. So if you scroll down, there's me. But if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a form right here. And so you've got like name, email address, city, message, phone, address. If you put your information in here and give me your email address, put your email address in right there, then I can email you a copy of a PDF. So you won't have to, oh, I see, that's actually held for review, so I got that. Oh, Dee Dee, no one saw it, just me. I was going to copy it. Just as I started to copy it, you deleted it. But anyway, if you go to this website, you can fill out that form, and it'll share your email address with my email. It actually sends everything to my personal email, and so if I get it there, then I will send you a copy of a PDF. So if you can't get the Kindle book, I'll send you the free copy. It's free. But if you're wanting the Kindle copy, if you just, my wife loves Kindle books, and so you can go to my Amazon page, which, like I said, is posted in the chat for anyone interested. Let's see, I'll copy that. Copy that. There we go. And so if you go here and you scroll down to bedbugs, either Bedbug Canada or flea control, I've got it there because it's actually the Troublesome Pest Solution book. If you click this book right here, this is a book I wrote. Now, if you own Kindle Unlimited, if you have Kindle Unlimited, you get it for free anyway. So you'll always get it for free, even when I don't run a free promotion. I run the free promotions as often as I think to do it. But you can go here and you can read for free. So you can click there. And there, you just sign in and it'll let you read my book. But it's actually bedbugs, cockroaches, and fleas, because those are the top 3 things that I get asked questions about. And so it's got those 3 insects listed as things I go over. And it's really only I think it's 45 or 50 pages. It's not very long. And it's split up into chapters, which you can click and go to, so you can actually skip whole parts of the book. But if you don't have Kindle, then I'll just send you the PDF. Just go to my website. Like I said, go to Green Acres Pest Control, greenacrespc.com, and you go to the bedbug list there. And if you scroll down to the very bottom, then you can put in your name and email address and everything, and I will send you the book. I will send it to you. Just say in the message, like right here, say, please send me your book. Like right here. Just say, please send me your book. There you go. Like that. And just send it to me, and I will send it to you. I have no problem. I'll just send it right to you. So, But yeah, if you've got Kindle, you can get it for free right now. It'll be free starting tomorrow, maybe tonight at midnight. I'm not sure exactly how they run the promotions. I just know tomorrow, Friday, it'll be there. And you can find it on my Amazon page because I list it on there because I think it's a valuable resource for people. And I only list it even when you, if you go to, let's see, let me go to the actual bedbug supply page. So if you go here and you click the book, it says it's $29.99 for a paperback because that's as cheap as you can go on a paperback. But you can get the Kindle Unlimited. It's only $1. So it's a 99-cent book because that's as cheap as you can put it. Probably just the cost of them hosting it on Amazon's webpage. But it's not a very expensive book at all. And I think that, information, here I am on YouTube giving away information for free. I think information should be free. I grew up in a generation where, we went to the library and we used the internet at the library. That's actually how I learned about bed bugs. So the very first bed bug job I ever did, I was 17 years old, and I did it in Roanoke, Virginia. And I didn't know what bed bugs were. I didn't know what I was doing. And so I went and read about them. Yeah, I have pesticides that have bed bugs on the label, but I don't know how bed bugs behave. Do they just live on the bed? Where do they live? So I went to the library and I checked out about 4 or 5 different books, and I read these I looked at newspaper articles. I pulled them up. They have like a computer with all the newspapers in it. You could pull them up and you could read these articles, stuff about DDT and all the different things that people were using to kill bed bugs back in like the 60s and stuff. And so I read a whole lot about them, and I've been teaching myself ever since. And now I'm 39 years old. I've been teaching myself for the last 32 years or 22 years how to kill bed bugs. And so it's just something that I've grown and learned, and I think that information like this should be free. And so as often as I can get a free promotion, I try to list it for free. So like I said, if you go and you actually bookmark my Amazon page, which like I said, it's in the description below, and it's also in chat if you go and find it in chat, just go there and bookmark that page and just check that book every so often, and it's usually free. I try to put it up for free. Even people that don't have the Kindle, you can still get it for free, the Kindle Unlimited. Patrick says, I am a newly fully licensed applicator in my state. Do you recommend a wholesale pesticide supply company? Do you do my own? I use whoever's the cheapest. Sometimes it's Amazon. The reason I use the Amazon shop, it's mainly, honestly, this is really convenient. I really like this. And there I am with my family. And so I just really like the way Amazon is set up because I can go here. The reason I have my Amazon page is because I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and people ask you, well, how are you getting rid of them? Well, how do you do this and how do you do that? And so this is the best way I can explain to people how to do what I do. And I tell them what I do on the channel. I say, go here, you can get what you need. And that's how I started my business, was through Amazon, because I had next day delivery and I could get the products right away and I could start working. And so that was 5 years ago. And now here I am showing people what I use because I'm a very transparent. People call me locally and they're like, well, what are you going to use in my house? I send them the SDS. I send them the labels and everything. I had a guy just a couple months ago. He asked me, he's like, well, we own a clubhouse and we need to know what you're going to be using in the clubhouse so we can tell our tenants and stuff that are going to be using the clubhouse. Can you please tell us what kind of pesticides you use? I was like, oh yeah, sure. And I sent them the labels and everything. I'm like, this is exactly what I use, and I use labeled dose. And so, if I'm treating for ants, that's what I'm mixing. If I'm treating for spiders, that's how I'm mixing. And so here I am showing you this is what I use. Read the label. That's how I mix it. So I don't hide anything from anyone. But Do My Own is good. Do Your Own. Both of those sites are good. Amazon's good. In fact, Amazon runs a lot of sales. In fact, Crossfire right now I think is pretty cheap. Let me see. That's what I use for that's all termites. But that's what I actually use for bed bugs. So if you go to bed bugs and you go down to Crossfire, yeah, see, it's only $39. That's oh wow, this is $42.93. Let me see if there's anything cheaper. So see, this is one thing I like. So you can go and you can look at it, and then you can scroll down here and you can see. Here we go. It says new 11 from $39.97, so $33.97. So you can go here, and then you can scroll down, and you can say, oh, well, this link here is $42.92. But if you scroll down here, oh, well, they've got it for $33.97 plus $5 shipping and handling. Well, that's cheaper than this one. So you can compare your prices based on your vendors that are using Amazon. So I really like that. I think that's great. Are you planning to do another application video? All right, so I have a lot of videos that I have filmed on my GoPro, and I need to go through and edit them. I did do a job for a lady who allowed me to film the process a year ago. Just to tell you how long I've had the footage, I just have not been able to find the time to put the stuff together. That's actually a lot to do, because when you do GoPro, you have to, for one, you have to pull all the videos off of the GoPro, and then you have to put them into your editing software. You have to cut all your videos down, because GoPro it's a professional camera. I feel like it's professional. Some people are like, oh, I can't believe you only use GoPro, but that's what I use. And so the problem with GoPro is they've got these really large video files, and I need a new computer. So my computer acts like it wants to die whenever I try to edit GoPro videos. So I need to be able to cut them down into smaller little bite-sized pieces that then I can kind of sew together, so to speak, and make a video for you to watch. And so the last video I did that was a GoPro video. I actually did that video with my GoPro. And that's the most extensive bedbug treatment on YouTube, that video. And that's been like, when was that video released? Let's see. Let's see, Green Akers Pest Control, most extensive bedbug, 2 years ago. So that's 2 years ago that I put that video on YouTube. And this is actually, I recommend watching this video. I think this video is a very good video, because you can go through and you can actually see, oh, look, I'm not sharing my scene. So see, this video right here, I actually flip the bed up and I show, where to treat. You can go through, I talk to the camera a little bit. I show the bed bugs. See, I've got my GoPro in my hand right now, and I'm actually showing you, well, then it's stupid ads. That's annoying. All right. So you go through here. See, I show you where to treat. I show you how you flip that piece of cloth up and treat all in there. See the bed bug? Those are actually dead, by the way. This is the second treatment I did on this house, and those bed bugs are dead. But anyway, I recommend you go and watch that video. Let me share that too to the chat. So if you ever want to know how to actually do what I'm doing, that's the video there. And I recommend, like I said, going and watching that video if you're watching this VOD later. So all of my live streams I save. They will, depending on how long it takes YouTube to actually put the video together and encode everything. It can take a few hours, sometimes a day or two, to get the VOD actually up on YouTube's site. But you can always go back and watch all of my live streams. I do them all, and I leave them up for people to watch, so you can, and I try all the questions that are asked of me. I try to repeat the question and then give you the answer. So that way when you're watching the video back later, you get the question and the answer. But I'm actually considering, and this I should put a poll up. So let's go to my YouTube channel and ask. I'll ask you guys. So, would a telephone in live stream where you ask me questions via phone call be something you would be interested in? And then we asked the poll, yes, no. So there we go. So I'm considering doing a question and answer show where you can call me on the phone and I'll answer your questions live. I was actually considering getting a Skype number that you could call for when I do my live streams. So if you go to my channel right now on YouTube. Go to my channel. Search Green Acres Pest Control on YouTube. If you're not already subscribed, you should be. And then go to Community tab here. And there's a question. Right there, right now. If you're watching this, go vote. All right? Would a telephone-in live stream where you ask me questions via phone call be something you would be interested in? Yes or no? So yes or no, chat is fine. The reason I'm doing this is because I feel like there are some people that sit here and watch the stream. So I've got 18 viewers. I only have maybe 3 or 4 people asking me questions. So sometimes I feel like maybe people are shy. Maybe they don't want their name to be seen in the chat log. And if you would feel better calling me on the phone, I was actually going to put a Skype number in so you can actually ask me live on stream your question, and then I will hang up. You can watch the answer live on stream, so that way it frees up for anyone else that wants to call, and I'll answer your question. And I thought I might do that for anyone interested in calling me that maybe doesn't want to see their name in chat. You know, maybe you're using your own name. Maybe you don't want, friends or family to see your name in chat or something, and you would feel safer just asking me on a phone call. And so I would take your call, kind of like a talk show, so to speak, like you hear on the radio where people like call in and ask a question. So I thought maybe I would answer your questions in that manner, if it's something that you would be interested in. It is something that I was thinking of doing just to try to, I'm almost 13,000 subscribers. You guys have really, it's a humbling experience being on YouTube. I had no idea that there were so many people that were interested in bugs. I think 13,000 or 12.3 thousand people is a lot of people. I feel like that's a lot of people. And if you're interested in asking me questions, I was thinking of allowing people to call in. Because I do allow, so like if you read the description of this video, I offer people to set up an appointment to call me. And I know it's not in everyone's budget. And so I thought I would allow people to ask me. Maybe it's easier to formulate your question live. And so I thought I would try that. And you could call me via Skype, so it's free. It's kind of like a toll-free number, but you have to use Skype or something, and Skype in and ask me your question. And I just thought I would offer that as a service I could do for you guys on my live stream nights. So give us something to talk about. Cats. So what is your recommendation for people who have used your methods but haven't seen results? Most people have seen results. Most people. But, there are people who haven't. Like Dee Dee, she was complaining that she hasn't been able to get rid of her bedbug problems, and she's been using Crossfire. She's used it up to 4 times. And most of the time, I really feel like it's a misapplication. I really think that it might be that it's not being mixed properly, which is why I did this video. So, I did a video. If you go to my videos on my channel, I actually did a video on, I've got an ant video coming up. I got a termite video coming up. These are my 2 premieres. I've already uploaded them. But this video right here, how to mix Crossfire, because I feel like people may not be actually mixing the pesticide properly, because that actually is key. It is key to be able to properly mix the chemical. And so I made a video showing how to mix it, actually how to pour the water in and how to mix the pesticide. I don't know. Where is it? Let me see if I can skip in here a little bit. There we go. So, there. So you see how I'm mixing it there. I'm actually pouring the water in, and this is I believe this is Crossfire. It might be Alpine. Oh yeah, it's Crossfire. So there's your Crossfire bottle. So I show the bottle to show you, yes, it's Crossfire. And then I take the lid off. See, I poured half full. Well, maybe a little more than half full, but I poured water in. It's warm water, by the way. It's not cold, it's warm. And so I pour the Crossfire in like that. And then you pour water on top and you shake it up. I don't think I show shaking up on the video. But I made this video because I think I have people that aren't mixing it properly. But how long can bed bugs live in storage units? 18 months without a blood meal. Kat says, so Dee Dee, that's what Dee Dee asked me, if how long could they live in a storage unit, and that they can live for 18 months in a storage unit without a blood meal. Kat says, I tagged you in that video on TikTok. How common is it to see infested phones? Pretty common. Pretty common. People sleep with their phone. Yeah, they'll put their phone right on their bedside table. That's actually pretty common. It's pretty common. That was a pretty cool video. I like that video. I see that kind of stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool that they actually got them, a picture of them coming out of the phone. But yeah, I've seen that. And so this I'm mixing Alpine. I'm actually showing how to mix it because it's got like a little lid there that you have to measure it in, and then you pour it in the tank. But anyway, that's I recommend you go and watch that video. But that video there is only like 8.5 minutes long. Yeah, 8.17 minutes. So that's actually a pretty short video. I got rid of mine. So Carla says she got rid of her bed bugs, but she got them back from family. And that's really common. So one of the number one reasons that, okay, so I'm a professional. I come in your house. I kill your bed bugs. 6, maybe 8 months, 9 months later, you start getting bed bugs again. It's not because the bed bugs didn't disappear. It's because you reinfested your house. Whether the person that maybe you originally thought you got them from someone, but it was someone else. Maybe you got them from a certain place. Maybe it was from public transit. Maybe it was your kids, the simple fact that your kids ride the school bus and they brought them in off of the school bus. In fact, I had one guy that called me who was getting them from the same vacation house. So he was actually renting a vacation home, and every year he would go to the same exact house, and he couldn't figure out. Every year he would get these bed bugs. He'd have to spend 2 or 3 months to get rid of the bed bugs, and then they would come back the very next year around the same time. And I asked him, I said, well, do you go on vacation once a year? And he's like, oh yeah, I always go to the same house every year. And I said, well, what month do you usually go? And he's like, well, and then it hit him, oh, I think I'm bringing them from this house. And he was. And he changed vacation homes, and he stopped bringing them home. So that happens. It's actually really common to bring bed bugs in again, because people are creatures of habit. They do the same things, or they do similar things. And so you may not realize that doing that one thing is what's actually infesting you with bed bugs. It could be as simple as, like Dee Dee, she's having these problems getting rid of the bed bugs, but it could be as simple as automobile. You could have them in your car. They could be in the trunk. I had that happen. So one of my customers that I was servicing in Charlottesville had them, he helped a friend move. Now this is way before I started working with him. And he called me up. He had bed bugs in his apartment. I went up to the apartment. I killed the bed bugs on his bed. First treatment, dead. And I went up. Now, this is back when I was still doing 3-month treatments. So the way I used to do my bed bug treatments is I would do 3 months once a month. So I'd come the initial, and I'd do 2 follow-ups after the initial. And I required this. I wouldn't do anything less than a 90-day service plan. And so I went up, and I couldn't find any live bed bugs at all. But he was still having a problem. They were on his dining room table, they were on his coffee table, and they were in his kitchen floor. Weird places to find bed bugs. Not a single bed bug in the bedroom. Nothing left in the bedroom, nothing on the bed, nothing on the box spring, nothing on the bed frame, nothing in the bedroom at all. In fact, he wasn't getting bit in the bed at all anymore. The places he was getting bit was when he was in his sofa, and he didn't actually have them living on the sofa at all. They weren't living on the sofa either. But they were living on the coffee table, and they were living on the dining room table of all places, and in the kitchen floor. There was one loose in the kitchen floor he said he found that he killed. And it turned out that they were in the trunk of his car from where he had helped his friend move months before, like 9 months before I even started working for him. And every time he would go to the grocery store or Target or anywhere, he would put the bags in his trunk. And he would come home and he'd pull the bags out of the trunk, and every now and then he would transfer a bed bug from the trunk of his car to his house. And once we treated the car, we treated the trunk, took everything out of the trunk of the car. I did really good treatment in the trunk, and actually I treated in the crease where the seats kind of clamshell together. And I've got a video on that too where you can treat cars and stuff. But I did all that, and he didn't have any more bed bugs, and that was the one piece to the puzzle that we were missing. He was actually bringing bed bugs in from his car. And so once we did that, once we treated that, it eliminated his problem. He never had bed bugs. He actually kept me for like ant control for quite a while after we eliminated his bed bug problem. So they can be coming from other places. But yeah, I see you. Sorry, just kick something over under my desk. My heart goes out to you, Dee Dee. I wish I could help you. I really wish I could. I'd come and I'd do it for you if I could. I really do. I hate when people have problems with bugs and I can't help them get rid of them because I can kill them. I'm really good at killing bugs.
Could it be something other than...
What?
Could it be something like bad bugs? Maybe they're coming in from the
Oh,
bugs.
yeah, they could be. Now, my wife, Alicia, she's sitting right over here. She actually asked Dee Dee if you've ever had problems with bats or birds. I did have a problem with a lady one time who had chimney swifts. Now, chimney swifts live in the chimney. Sometimes they'll live in gutters, but most of the time they live in the chimney or attic spaces. And very similar to bats, but they're birds. And they have what's called a chimney swift bug, similar to a bat bug or a bed bug. And they will feed on people because chimney swifts actually migrate. And so when the birds aren't available for the bugs to feed on, they come in the house and they'll feed on you. Same with bat bugs. So bat bugs feed on bats, and when the bats aren't there, they feed on you. So it could be something like that too. It may not be bed bugs. It may be. Then they look the same. Let me show you how similar they are. So if I go back to this screen right here, and you go to bat bug picture. So this is a bat bug bed bug comparison picture right here. So let's open this link. Open, copy. How do you do this? Open image, new tab. There it is. See? So this one, my title's kind of covering up, but this bug right here is a bed bug. This bug right here is a bat bug. That's magnified. So that's how similar they are. You can't really tell them apart. From the naked eye, you can't tell them apart. But if you've got them magnified, you can. And you see they are different, but almost the same. And you really can't tell. So I had a customer in Amherst County that had bat bugs, but his daughter said they were bed bugs. And I went to the house, and I thought they were bed bugs, except when I looked around the windowsill, they were in the windowsill. When I opened the window, they were on the outside of the windowsill. And when I peeked out and I looked up, there was bat poop on the wall where the bats were going in and out of his attic. And so I told him, if you seal the bats out of the attic, get them out, get rid of them, and then treat the room, you'll kill the bat bugs. And we did. That's exactly what we did. Saved him thousands of dollars in eliminating bed bugs. I will be right back. Just 1 minute. headset back on. I don't know why I wear a headset. I can't hear you guys. So family is my problem, says Carla. So I just spray once a month. Yes, and you can do that. So what I do, let's say I treated a school. Now schools are really bad for bed bugs because the children come in, they may have them in their book bags, may have them on their clothes, and so the schools can get bed bugs. I have treated schools on a preventative basis for bed bugs. So what I do is I go in the evening when everybody's gone, last teacher's getting ready to lock up the school, leave the house, or the superintendent, principal, whatever, security, and they're getting ready to lock up the school. I usually go, I treat the whole school for bed bugs, and then I leave. And that way it's done preventatively. And I do this once a month. And so that's usually what I recommend people do. If you're going to continue to have family come visit you, that's something you're going to have to do. You really don't have any other option other than tough love and say, look, you're going to have to kill these bed bugs or you can't be coming over here. So, or I'm not going to come visit you, because you've got this problem and it needs to be eliminated. So, Dee Dee says, I do have a bunch of birds in the back of my apartment. And it very well might be birds, Dee Dee, because there are parasites like bat bugs and chimney swift bugs and there are different breeds of bed bug that actually do feed on other animals other than people. And when those animals aren't around, then they come in the house, especially this time of year. So Virginia is pretty bad right now it's like in the 20s and 30s at night. And so there's no mosquitoes. And bats and chimney swift bugs too. Chimney swifts actually do too, but chimney swifts and bats both can feed on mosquitoes. And there's just not very much food around for these animals to actually eat. So they go and they migrate further south. They go places like Georgia and South Carolina where it's still warm, and they can still get the things like mosquitoes and things like that to eat. And so when they're gone and the bat bugs don't have anything else to eat, they come in the house and they start biting the people in the house. So, but the good news about bat bugs is they don't have a resistance to pesticide. So you could spray just about anything and it will kill them. Just some cheap stuff at Walmart will kill bat bugs. And the way you tell them apart, if you get, let's see if they've got that microscopic picture on here. I've actually got some microscopic pictures that I took myself. But if you look at this picture, and this is the one I always see all the time, but if you look at this picture here, I don't know if you can see that picture very well. Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. So if you see this is I'm not going to, pronotium, I don't know, I can't pronounce these words. I don't know why they name them, but they are some, I don't know. But, bed bugs. So you see how the hair is so small on a bat bug. Bat bug has really long hair. It's like they need a shave. So they have this really long hair, and their eyes are also shaped differently. And so you can tell them apart really easily, and all you need is a jeweler's lens. So if you can get one, you can actually use this picture. Go on Google and compare it to this picture, and you can tell if it's a bat bug or a bed bug. And this is the picture I use all the time. I just Google search, and you can actually tell them apart really easily with a microscopic lens. I've got a bottle somewhere around here with bat bugs and bed bugs in it where I have actually compared them myself, and you can tell the difference. It's not hard to do at all. You don't have to be, a genius scientist or something like that to be able to tell. It's really easy. And you could just use one of the jeweler's lenses like the ones that go in your eye. Let's see if I can fix this now. Zoomed in. Let's go back to 100. There we go. So I get that set back the way I want it. Swift says, any tips for checking for bed bugs before moving into an apartment? Well,
hire a dog.
That's a good one. Hire a bedbug dog. Get you a bedbug dog to come in and sniff the apartment. Absolutely. That is a good one. Man, that was good. I like that. I usually go around with a flashlight and check baseboards, but they probably will be cleaned. So if they hire a cleaner to come in and clean up the apartment behind your past tenants, then you may not be able to find those stains or anything around the baseboards. Look up at the top of your where your ceiling meets the wall. And also, there are some places that are actually hidden that a lot of people don't think about, where your baseboard meets in the middle, in that little corner. Sorry, I wanted something. I get real dry mouth when I talk so much. So, let me use this. This is like a little thing that my wife got where she used to work. So, in the corner of your apartment, where your baseboard kind of, you know how the baseboard's like comes up and then it goes into that little corner, where the two join together, that's the place that you want to check in that crack, because a lot of times that gets overlooked by a cleaning crew, and you can get a flashlight and actually look in there, and you might even find live bed bugs in there. But that's usually the places I recommend you look. Anywhere the carpet meets the wall, you can always kind of, don't pull the carpet back. You don't want to get in trouble or anything. You don't want to separate it from a tack strip, but you can actually kind of pull it and look in with a flashlight and see if you see anything there. Closets, especially the closets that are on the little roller racks, like, you know, where they kind of, the doors kind of roll back and forth. You can look up in there. Sometimes you can see signs of bed bugs there, but you're only going to see signs of bed bugs around your closet door if it was a pretty fairly heavy infestation. LS says the best IGR for fleas, carpet beetles, moths, roaches. Okay, so the IGR, I don't use IGRs for carpet beetles or moths. There's no reason to use one. But for fleas, I like Nygaard. And for roaches, probably about the same. Nygaard works for both of those really well. That's what I use. And just to give you an idea, let me go ahead and, I think it might be in my Amazon store. Let's see. Let's look together. All right, so there it is. So if I go here and I go to flea control products, there it is. There's Nygaard. There's no way it's $282 though. Let's see if we can find cheaper. There's no way it's that much money. I would not buy that. I would not buy that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So it's so little. It's so little. There's no way that's $282. There's just no way. How did I do that before? How did I find cheaper? Let's do a different site. Let's do your own pestcontrol.com. And let's search for Nygaard. Nyguard. There it is. That's more like it. 53. That's a lot better. Oh, that's a nice bottle. When did they start putting it in that big bottle? I've only ever known they chose. That's good stuff. That's some good stuff. But the problem with Nygaard is if you don't store it in the upright position, it'll all leak out. And that stuff is really, really expensive. So that's just a little tip for you. What is my normal diagnostic for examining a home? Okay, so I'm not like your typical exterminator. I charge for a bedbug infestation when someone's living in the house. Now, if I were to go into, say, a fresh apartment, no one's been in there, there's no beds, there's no furniture, then I probably wouldn't charge to look for bedbugs. But when I go into an apartment, the way that I do a bedbug inspection, and a lot of guys will just do it for free, and I won't, because I actually work for about an hour. So a lot of guys will go in and they'll take a flashlight and they'll get up under the bed and they'll do like this and they'll shine around, and that's just all they do. And they'll say, oh, well, you don't have bed bugs. That's not the way you find bed bugs. So the way I look for bed bugs is I take the mattress off of the bed. I take the box spring and I flip it up. Take it off the bed. I look around the I don't know if you can find an easy picture. So if you go to box spring, underneath the box spring. So, well, that's actually a pretty good picture. Let's see if I can, that's good enough. All right, so you see this picture. Now, this is for like a fabric replacement, to replace that piece of fabric on the bottom of the box spring. So if you see that, all of those little, I look all around. Man, I wish I could show you my finger because that's a really good picture. Okay, there we go. So you see this magnifying glass, how I'm kind of moving it around here. I look all around there. I peel it back the best I can without actually separating it from the staples. And I look all around that. There's these little corners, the corner guards around the edge of the box spring. I pull those open, I look in there, and I take the bed frame and I actually check all around inside all the grooves of the bed frame. I pull the bed away from the wall about a foot or two, enough to get a good angle behind it. I check the headboard, all up behind the headboard. I take the couches and I flip them upside down. I pull all the cushions off. I look down inside the couch. If it's a sofa bed, I pull the sofa bed all the way out. Yeah, that dotted line. So that dotted line is the staples. That's where the actual piece of fabric staples to the bottom of the box spring, because you can see the box spring right in there. And so those staples actually hold that piece of fabric in place. And so I peel that back and look all up around those staples. Let me think. I flipped the sofas up, recliner chairs. I flipped them up. I looked them the same because all of them have that piece of fabric underneath them typically. And so I always look around all the staples on the fabric. And usually I find bed bugs. About 98-99% of the time I find bed bugs. If I don't find any, then I typically assume they don't have bed bugs. But a lot of times people will come to you and they'll say, here's what I found. And they'll have one in a bag. And it's like, well, that's a bed bug. I can't find any, but that's a bed bug. And you brought me a bed bug, so I know you've got bed bugs, whether I can find them or not. And like I said, it's only a percent of a time that I don't find them. The bed bug dogs, what's the percentage that they're like 97%?
I think they're supposed to be 97% or more.
Yeah, so a bed bug dog is like 97% or more effective to finding bed bugs. And that's about my track record. And so most of the time I find them. There are some instances where I have not been able to find the bed bugs. But the customer had them like frozen inside the freezer or something. And I'm looking at them like, well, it's absolutely a bed bug. Just because I didn't find them doesn't mean they're not here. And so we actually treated the apartment. The one place I'm thinking of, I did a house in Sterling, Virginia, which is way up north, about 3.5 hours from where I live, because I live down around Lynchburg. And so it was like 3.5 hours north. I found the bed bug. I didn't find any bed bugs. She had one in the freezer. I treated the house, everything, really thoroughly. Bed frame, everything. I left. The very next day she called me and said that she found dead bed bugs. Crawled out and died from what I had done. I spent an hour and a half, could not find bed bugs at all in her house. So she just had a really mild infestation. And that does happen. Sometimes you find that it's just a really mild infestation. It's not really serious. And it's just a couple here and there. And, because one bed bug, even if you're getting bit, 5, 6, 7 times, it might only be one. It might only be two. It might just be that someone came in your house and happened to have one on them, maybe on their shoe or maybe on their clothes or a pocket, and it came out in the house. So, and it's just one. But if it's a female, which typically the females are the ones that bite you because they need the blood meal, but they bite you and they lay eggs, and then there you go. You got bed bugs. So, and it takes anywhere from 6 to 9 months. So I want to go over something. I actually recorded a video a couple days ago. I haven't edited it yet, but I wanted to talk to you guys about this. So I wanted to talk about 90-day guarantees. So I actually have a video, and I'm not sure what I'm going to title it. Please, if you have any suggestions, type it below because I'm interested. But I have a video I'm going to release on this channel about 90-day guarantees. So one of the new fad going around is exterminators are giving people 90-day guarantees on the bed bug treatment. And they're going in and they're treating for bed bugs. And they're saying, if you have any problem within 90 days, call me. I'll come out for free and I'll treat your house again. So that sounds really good because a lot of people continue to have problems even after the first treatment. You have to go back out and you have to go back out. All these guys are having to go out all the time. I mean, I'm sure the chat's full of people who have had repeat problems with bed bugs. So that sounds really good. Like a quarter of the year you get covered for bed bug control and you only have to pay once. Okay, but the trick, this is the catch, and a lot of people don't know this. So if you go and you look at pesticides for bed bugs. Most pesticides actually last for 90 days. Most of your repellents will last for 90 days. So Crossfire is a non-repellent. So a non-repellent pesticide won't repel bed bugs. So the bed bugs don't know the chemical's there. You will continue to see bed bugs until they all die. But they all come out and they die like usual. They're basically behaving like they normally would, coming out to feed on you, but they crawl through all that residual pesticide, and then you just find piles of them dead. In fact, I have gone to people's house after I treated the first time and found scoops of them just dead all up underneath the bed where they came out and died all over the place. So that's normal. But when you use a repellent pesticide, what happens is you might kill all the bed bugs the chemical comes into contact with. But if there are bed bugs in the wall, they aren't going to come out. They're going to stay in the wall. Because they can live for 18 months without a blood meal. So they're going to stay in the wall safe. They're not going to die because they're in the wall. There's no pesticide in the wall. And the chemical lasts for 90 days, which is only 3 months. They can live for 18. When that chemical is no longer effective, they come out. And then you've got them again. And you call the pest control company and you say, look, I've got these bed bugs back. And they're like, it's been 90 days. You got to pay again. So, are you getting a 90-day warranty? Really? They're only warranting the life of the pesticide. So, they're guaranteeing that the pesticide will last for 90 days. That's it. So, as long as the pesticide is active, you won't get bit by bed bugs because the bed bugs are hiding in the wall. And in order for you to get another 90-day guarantee, you're going to have to pay for them to come out and treat again. So, yeah. That's a new thing going around. That's something pest control companies are doing. So if your pest control company that you've called for your bed bug treatment is guaranteeing 90 days for a warranty, understand that's something I would say, well, are you using Crossfire? If you're using Crossfire, then by all means, I will take that guarantee. Go ahead and do it. But if they're not doing Crossfire, they're using something cheap, they're using something repellent, and it's going to last for 90 days, and then you're going to have bed bugs again. Mark my words, it happens all the time. I have people call me all the time, and they say, oh, well, so-and-so's doing this for 90 days. Are you not going to give a 90-day warranty? And I'm like, well, no. If you need me to come back after the first treatment, then I give you half off the treatment. I still do the same job. I do all this work all over again, but I do it for half the price. That's the best warranty I can give you. I can almost guarantee you're going to continue to have bed bugs because the bed bugs have to crawl out and die. Usually people are not patient enough for all of them to crawl out and die, and they call you, and I usually say, well, I can't get to it right away, but if you'll call me back in about a week, I'll be able to get to it. And they'll call you back and say, oh, they actually are all dead now, and I haven't been getting bit anymore. Since I talked to you on the phone, I might have gotten bit once, and I hadn't gotten bitten anymore since. So it really a lot of times has to do with just waiting it out until the chemical runs its full length, and then all the bed bugs are dead. And that might be one of the instances, too, with some people that are continuing to have problems. I noticed a lot of people, and not Dee Dee specifically, she's been a subscriber to my channel for a really long time. But there's a couple of people that contact me and they say, I used the Crossfire today and I got bit last night. Why is it, or yesterday, and I got bit last night. Why is it that I'm getting bit? Even though I just sprayed for bed bugs and it's supposed to work. I'm like, well, yes, it does work, but it doesn't repel the bed bugs. So they might still bite you before they die. That's just, that's just the way it is. If I knew of a pesticide that would kill them faster, so they couldn't actually make it to you to die, trust me, I would tell you. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to make money off of my YouTube audience. I'm here to help you because I can't come to your house. I can't service your house. I can't do the bed bug work for you. I'm trying to teach you, to be a smart consumer. If you're going to hire somebody to come out and do your bed bugs, you need to understand how Vikane works if you decide to go with that type of treatment. You need to understand how Crossfire works if you go with that type of treatment. You need to be able to use, if they're going to use temperate, how does that going to work? how is this actually going to affect you, because you don't know. You don't know unless you've got somebody that's honest that will tell you, yes, this is how this chemical works. You have to understand how the pesticides work in order to understand if it's actually going to do the job you need it to do. So I am over an hour tonight. I actually usually wait and I use the bathroom after I'm done, but I already went. That's what I did earlier. I had to go away. I want to get like a screen that I can put up here that does like me spraying the V&G, and it'll say something like, please stand by if I have to get up and go pee, because I drink all this water. This is a 32-ounce cup. I drink almost the whole thing. I drink like 6 of those a day because I like water. Stay hydrated. And when you stream, honestly, I watch some of these gamer streamers and stuff. I don't see how they can stream for 3 straight hours and not just like soak themselves in water, because I can't stream for an hour without getting a sore throat. But anyway, you guys have a great night. I'm going to have to go. More than likely, don't expect me next Thursday night for a live stream, because like I said, it's my son's birthday. He's going to be 16 years old, sweet 16. And you guys have a great night. I appreciate it. And next week, let me give you let me show you. Oh no, did I close my window? I want to show you. I'll just reopen it. So let's share this real quick. All right. So youtube.com. Oh, hey Sheila. Well, if you have a question, you go ahead and ask me real quick. I'll answer it before I get off. Since you forgot I was supposed to be here tonight. You go ahead and ask me a question, Sheila. But anyway, if you go to my channel and subscribe, but I'll show you my videos. So if you go to videos, this is the video that released 2 days ago. This is about spiders. But I have one that's supposed to release on the 19th. This is a good one. This is going to be one that's going to make people mad. I can't wait. All right. So termites. All right. Termites. Now you can't see it because let me just move this. Why Centricon is a bad idea. So that's a lot like the Vikane thing. And so that's and it's actually this $100 bill is being eaten by termites. So I thought I would do a video on why Centricon doesn't work on termites. That may not interest everybody. I know this is a bedbug thing tonight, but and I also have how to get rid of ants. That's coming up, and that's a long video. I'll tell you right now, it's 30 minutes long, but it goes over both household ants and carpenter ants, both in the same video. So it's a lot to say. It's a good video, and that goes live in 2 weeks on Tuesday. So that just gives you guys a little sneak peek of what's going on. But you can always see that if you go and you subscribe to the channel. You'll get all those notifications when those videos go live. So let's get to Sheila. Did not answer a question. LS says IGR question mark. IGRs aren't used for bed bugs. They don't work. So don't use IGRs for bed bugs. It's a waste of money. Don't do it. In fact, let's address that real quick. I'm gonna do that. I know it's like I'm reaching an hour and 20 minutes, but I have to do this. I have to do this. So let's do Gentrol. So this is the one that everybody says you have to use. So let's do Gentrol. Gentrol label. So this is the label for Gentrol. This is an IGR. So for those that don't know what an IGR is, an IGR is an insect growth regulator. Now, insect growth regulators work in several different ways. One of the ways they basically stop the insect from reproducing. They don't always. Sometimes they do something to make it, kind of deformed, so it maybe can't mate, can't lay eggs. Several different things that it does. It basically causes the insect to mutate in a way that it either dies or it can't reproduce. Basically, that's the basic idea. So this is Gentrol. This is like the #1 insect growth regulator for like cockroaches. So, LS, that's that. Nyguard, Nyguard, Nyguard. I went over it. I showed it. I even went to the page and showed it to you. But not for moths, not for carpet beetles, just roaches and fleas. You don't need an IGR to kill carpet beetles and moths. Sheila says, have seen nothing since right before the first treatment in October. I'm not exactly sure, Sheila, what you're asking, what your question was. But I want to go over this anyway because this is actually something that people talk about. So, contains petroleum distillates. Vomiting may cause aspiration pneumonia. So this is like about if you get it in your body. Gentrol is intended to use as a general surface spray, fogging, spot, crack, and crevice applications. Controls roaches, drain and fruit flies, and stored product pest populations. Bed bugs aren't on the label because it's not for bed bugs. Exterminators, professional exterminators, will mix this in a tank to kill bed bugs, but it is not for bed bugs. If your exterminator is using this to kill bed bugs, they are breaking the law. It is not for bed bugs. So, there you go. It's illegal. It's illegal. They're breaking the law. They're breaking the law. I would actually approach that with caution. If they are using Gentrol to kill bed bugs, they are breaking the law. It's not for bed bugs. It's for roaches and drain flies and fruit flies and stuff like that. So that's what it's for. I don't think my question came through, says Sheila. No, I didn't get it. Yeah, the only thing I see is that you said that you have seen nothing since right before the first treatment in October. Because it's January. So asking, how long after the last treatment should I wait to put my place back together? Oh, put it together now. If you haven't seen anything since October, put it together. Go ahead and put it together. Just put everything. I'm unique in that I don't make people tear their house apart. All you have to do is take the beds apart and not the beds apart, but take off all the sheets, mattress encasements, stuff like that. And then I treat the mattress, I treat the box spring, I treat the bed. I put everything back together for you, and then you sleep on the bed that night. You put your sheets on, treat it like you never had bed bugs. That's the way that I do a house. I don't expect people to turn their house upside down, take stuff and put it in bags, move stuff all over the place. There's no reason to do that if you use Crossfire, because Crossfire is a non-repellent. You're not going to chase bugs around. They're going to not know it's there. They're going to come to you when you're sleeping in bed, and they're going to die. Because the way it works, and the reason it's really, the whole thing I'm doing is almost like a completely re-educating people on the elimination of bed bugs and how to do it correctly. Because if you use Crossfire, you do not need to bag your laundry. You do not need to empty out all your dressers and your chest of drawers in your closet. You do not need to take all of your clothes to the laundromat. You do not need to, throw away your bed, throw away your sofa, throw away your lazy boy recliners. You do not need to do that. All you do is you clean your apartment, you clean your house, whatever. You take all your covers, sheets, comforters off your bed. You wash them, launder those, because you can't treat that. You're going to sleep on that. You can't treat that. Treat the mattress, treat the box spring, treat the headboard, footboard, bed rails, treat the sofas, treat the couches, the love seats, the even ottomans, your footrest, treat that. You treat all your furniture basically that you're going to sit on for 20, 30 minutes. You sometimes even dining room chairs if they have a cushion on them, because sometimes I found bed bugs living on those. I found bed bugs living on desk chairs like the one I'm sitting in. Treat that stuff, and then treat your baseboards throughout the house. Treat your crown molding throughout the house, and you're going to kill your bed bugs. They're going to die, and you're not going to have them anymore. And so, because the bed bugs, when you lay in the bed's treated. Bed bugs are mostly active between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. When you're asleep, whether you sleep on the couch, whether you sleep in a recliner, whether you sleep in the bed, they're going to come to get you. they're not going to avoid you. They're going to try to bite you. And the only way they can get to you, the food source, is to crawl across the barrier that you have created with Crossfire. When they crawl over that barrier, they die, and you don't have them anymore. So there's no reason to go to all this trouble of bagging up clothes and bagging up stuff and all. You know, some people still do it anyway, and I'm not going to fault you for doing that, but it is something that you don't have to do. It's a step you don't have to take. I've gone into extremely cluttered homes and been able to get rid of bed bugs just by doing the things I told you with treating the beds and treating the furniture and doing the stuff that I do, and I've been able to eliminate bed bugs. I don't have to take the drawers out of the dressers. I don't have to treat the armoires. I don't have to treat the closets. I just treat the baseboards throughout the house and the beds and the sofas, and that eliminates them. That's enough work as it is, though. That's a lot of work doing something like that. And that's the way I get rid of bed bugs all the time. I don't want to do extensive cleaning and mess with any of the treatment sprays. My guy didn't really either. I've just made the choice to keep my comforter, blankets, etc. in bags. Haven't done a good mopping of the floors. Afraid to be washing up the spray. Well, when's the last time he sprayed the house? If the last time he sprayed the house was back in October, you're not going to eliminate any spray. The spray's no longer effective. You know, because October, November, December, January, that's the third month. You're in the third month now. Most chemicals don't last past the third month. And so you should be fine to go ahead and put the stuff away. Let me see something real quick. Community. So 2 people say yes. So if you go here, I want to do this one more time. One more time. I want to show you this, and I do have to log off. But if you go to my channel, YouTube, and you scroll down to community, and you click community tab, and you go down here, I've got a poll. Would a telephone in live stream where you ask me questions via phone call be something you would be interested in? So far, 2 people have voted yes. So, vote, and maybe the next time you see me, which will be in a few weeks, it'll probably be February. I think I'm going to take the next couple of weeks off of live streaming. I do have videos that I've got going up, but as far as live streaming, I don't think I'll do any live streams till February. But you know, go and vote, and I'm going to try to get everything hooked up to where I can answer your phone calls. I'm going to give you a Skype number. You can Skype me. So, but it really does sound like that he did a good job. I don't think you have bed bugs anymore, Sheila. If you used Crossfire back in October, I don't think you've got bed bugs anymore. But you guys have a really great night. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful beginning of the new year. It's only been a couple of weeks, and that I will see you next time.